And go back to something of what I talked about when I talk about the beginning of things. Thank you. The awareness, the coming into being aware of that I am. There was an isness before, but one knows itself not by just being itself, but by the things that happen around it. It goes, I am. Immediately, what was seen was loved. Now what we have to do is understand the simplicity of love. What it means. We think we assume we know what love is. What we don't realize is that we have mixed many things with love. Insecurities, doubts, fears. And all those things have contaminated the purity of love. What does it mean? Does it mean to be with someone? No. It is without anything other than itself. I love. I really don't know what it means. I say to you, there's something within me, and things make me smile. What is that? I don't know. Understanding makes me smile. What does that mean? Acceptance of all things for what they are, as a part of what this is. We compartmentalize. I think we've been taught that by religion and being born separate from our parents. Or we think separate from our parents. I think when we look back and we look at some of the things in the Bible are absolutely true. We can't count on all of them because of the selfishness of men and people. But the Garden of Eden is not a physical place, but a mental state. It is being and being uncontaminated. Adam and Eve, not the guy Adam and not the woman Eve, but Adam, meaning mankind. Eve, womankind. We're in paradise. And what is paradise? But a state of consciousness. Not a place. A state of consciousness where all things are just there. Joy of life. Joy of the struggle. When they eat of the fruit of the tree of knowledge of good and evil, it was not a fruit, but a compartmentalizing of the world. And they knew they were naked. Well, they were naked before. What was the problem? Nothing. Wow, woman, oh man, oh yeah. There's no problem. But now, oh, you're naked. Cover yourself. Why? What is wrong with what I am? See now, something being wrong with what I am has surfaced. Now I know as much as the Creator, I know as much as God. Put me here naked. Now I know better. Now I know better. We need to put something on. So it is the compartmentalizing of the world. That doesn't mean we have to walk around naked, because clothes are pretty good. You know, they keep the sun off of you. They keep mostly they keep the critters off of you. You know, stuff, protect your skin and stuff. The problem is the moralistic idea in here that I must wear them, or that there's something wrong with my body. There is nothing wrong with me. There is nothing wrong with anyone. It is the idea that there is something wrong. And when we do that, we have separated ourselves from the first thing, or the third thing in creation, or the third thing in being, love. Simply love. Just so happy to be here. Just glad to be here. Without being here, or being, I couldn't experience all the wonderful things that life brings. It says, man shall earn his living by the sweat of his brow, or something like that. Eve, your thing is to bear children, and the pain will be great. It simply means that when you wear flesh, you have to eat. So you sweat because you're working. And bearing children is pain. Well, look at it. Because you are in flesh. And in flesh you have to have nerve endings to be able to sense the reality around you. Well, when you tear a nerve ending, you call that pain. So it's not a punishment. It's just a result of living in flesh. That's all. No biggie. Unless you're going through it, it's a biggie. But it'll be over soon, and this is the way we have to look at it. So it is, love is the acceptance of the nature of things. I accept the nature of man growing. He's as a child. To grow through something is painful. A child growing up, you remember how nothing just worked. I mean, you just didn't feel good some days. You know, the pains. Sometimes you would just have pains. My grandmother would say, it's just growing pains. You know, something ached, and I was always bothered by something. Change, hormonal changes. Well, this is the law. I accept that. Because it is the only way that I can return to the Garden of Eden, the state of consciousness of paradise. It is the only way I can return to the absolute value of my being and loving what is happening. You know, I introduced humming, I don't know, some years ago. Well, if you look at it, feel it, that vibration, you get it. You get it. Why humming? Why? You think of the vibrational frequency of the atoms and molecules at the very base of being, of physical existence. That is what you feel. And that is the joy of an electron. That is the joy of an atom. That is the love of being. The movement creates a sensation. A sensation is sensed as a feeling. Wow. But when I hold my body too tight because of whatever is going on around me, I experience pain. My body is not supposed to exist in this state. But that is a part of learning. That is a part of learning about physical reality. That when you restrict the movement of the base, it hurts. It hurts, yes. To live freely, to relax. No matter what. See, the other part of it is that when you look back at the book, it says that man has free will. Free will. So anything you do to yourself. Anything you do to yourself. Now what does that mean? It means when I live in fear, I create a state of being for my body. Because I'm in tension, I now hold it so that everything doesn't vibrate naturally as it should. And when I do that, a part of my creating my reality is a part of having free will. And it's a part of what we call karma. Because we create. And we create under those tensions, so everything that we have is tension-oriented. Now, what do I want to do? So I create more tension, which brings about more tense situations, which creates more tension, which brings about more tense situations. Which says to you, I must accept that a part of this is not to have it the way I want it in order for me to learn the way it is and to accept the way it is. So in spite of what is happening, you still must be happy. You still must experience the very basic nature of the universe, love. Don't define it. Feel good, then you are in love. You are in love. Love just doesn't mean slobbering all over each other, grabbing each other. Yeah, that's part of it too, but only a part. Love is feeling the wind on your skin. Love is breathing. Love is all of these things, experiencing the true nature of these things. What is against that is not experiencing your true nature as you come here. You've been taught otherwise because you've been taught that there were only two choices, this or that. I listened to a preacher the other day. Man, made me want to throw my 60-inch TV out the window. It's like, no, wait a minute, I got to think about that. It's football season. Can't be throwing the TV out the window. Such an ignorant man. Such an ignorant man. Wow. But I am held in awe of the degree of ignorance. It's like, wow. Okay. I've never seen such arrogant ignorance in my life. But it is a part of the reality when you find something like that. Wow. And you understand that that must be accepted by me in order for me to live in joy.